So now, since our Django project is up and running fine, the next part is to start doing some coding. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is I will open now my project in code editor. So I go here and we created this new environment. So I will be just opening up this. So you can use any code editor, even PyCharm, or if you prefer working on your shell itself, that is also fine. But like this gives you some flexibility to visualize your code properly. So like I'm opening it up in Visual Studio, and here you see now we have the complete hierarchy. We see here the virtual environment, and within it you see here the root directory, that is the ctech underscore project. So that's why we renamed it. Now you can differentiate that this is the root project directory and this is the actual application that you will be working on. And then we see here manage.py, which is sitting within your project directory. So here you see bunch of important files, and we will be dealing with the settings.py, urls.py for now. So I want to show you like for this login page we will be using default Django auth app, and that auth app is available here. If you go to settings.py, and if we just scroll down a little bit here, you see the installed apps. So all these are the installed apps, and for this login page we are going to use this installed app, which is given here, Django contriv auth. So this is the one that we'll be using. And the second thing is, now what we need to do is we need to go to urls.py, because we have to configure, or we have to define a URL. By default only one URL is defined here, that is admin. And now we have to set up a login account. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a login URL here. So here on this section I'm going to paste the code. So I'm defining one URL here, that is ctech accounts, and then remember the inbuilt Django contriv auth application, we are using it, and we are telling it to use to include URL. And now since we are including here this URL, what we need to do is, important thing is, we have to import this include here as well. So after path we say that we are going to use here include library. So see, this is the benefit of having any code editor. It suggests itself like what we are going to use. So with this auth app, actually now we will be using login page, we will use logout page, and also we will use the register page, like where user can sign up. So that means login, logout, and sign up page. So these are the functionality that we are going to use with this inbuilt auth. And this inbuilt auth has some directory structure which is required. So what we need to do now is, first I will save my these changes here. Now I will just minimize the ctech, and which is my application directory. And now within root directory, what we need to do, we need to create new folder, and we name that templates. And within template we need to create another folder, and its name is registration. So registration, this registration is actually from where this auth app will by default look for the default pages that we'll be defining. That means whether we are designing login page, logout page, or sign up page, we'll be keeping those pages, those HTML files within this registration directory. So this is how Django has defined this inbuilt auth framework. So this is very important, we have to understand it. Now let's create under registration a new file, and I will name it login.html, and I have copied code to save time. So like we are just creating one small login screen, and then here from method post. So this post method is like we will help us. So post get, these are the web calls. So post call we are making, and then we are saying here this is the security token that we are enabling, and then we are saying here the paragraph formatting is enabled, and then we are getting one button, that is submit button, and here is the login. So this will be creating for us with this auth module a login page. And now I'm going to save it. So now since we have created this login.html under registration and registration sitting under templates, we need to tell our project that this login page will be coming from templates. So for that, what we need to do is we need to go to settings.py, and under settings.py, so let's look here under settings.py for templates, and it's, yeah, it's here. See templates. So now here we need to define the directory, so dirs. So under this dir we need to tell now from where which directory will be calling. So like since we are going to call templates, so this is the default code that we'll be using. You can always take reference of these codes from Django.org website also. It has explained there. So like we are saying any operating system. So this is the beauty of Python, like it's not OS dependent. OS means any OS, now be it Windows, be it Linux, be it Apple, any OS. So it will always go to the base directory path, and we are defining now. So base directory path is template. So here base directory means our project root directory. So this root directory, here we have venv ctechs, so that is the base directory. So it will always look under this base directory for templates. So let's save it now. So I think we are done with setting up the basic changes, and now if we go to our running site, we will do ctechs accounts, that is the URL we define, and then login, which is the calling. So see here, login page is ready. If we type in something and we do login now, we are getting error. This is expected because now it's looking for a user, but we don't have any user as of now. We haven't created any user. So that means now the next task is to create user. So uh, creating user we will be learning in my next video, but before that just a quick recap. So where and what changes we did. So what we did within our core this base project, we have app directory, and under settings we created one directory path for templates. Then we are using here default this contrib auth. This is the application that we are using. And also I will tell you we need to add here one location here, but that is something we'll do in our next topic. And the most important one is here URL. So under URLs we defined one URL, that is ctech accounts. So this name can be anything. So if you see here under browser, we are calling this URL. This is optional, you can keep it anything. If you want to make it abc, it can be abc. Like if I change it, let's say for now I make it abc, and then I do changes. If now I go back here and I type in here, see here, now it's showing here abc. So that means now what I have to do is I have to just type in abc, and again it's working. So there are many things which are optional and we can always do, but for now, just for the sake of this tutorial, I keep it back to the same. So rest will continue with the next video. Thank you for watching this.